siapa yang akan menjadi viewernya? You? Semua? Okay. Alright.
Okay. Assalamualaikum Inhan Mr. Azhar. First of all, thank you for giving us this golden chance to do a short interview session about your life and career. Okay, before we start to the main topic, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Okay, first and foremost, thank you so much for choosing me as your subject for this particular exercise that you're doing. Welcome to RSP Architect, Kuala Lumpur. My name is Azhar bin Sulaiman, born 1971, so you could kira lah what's my age. So I'm an architect and as well as an actor, still active acting, but not as much as in the earlier days. As you know, the market is mainly for the young ones. So the oldies like me would take the back seat, then I do small role. So that is my life now. Still doing acting, weekends or even weekdays, normally at night time. I've been doing acting and architecture at the same time back in 1989. So I've been juggling between these two professions. I had a hard time in both, but then again, the experience, the journey that I've gone through has certainly enriched my experience and brought me to where I am today.
Okay, as you said, you are doing acting and architecture. So can you please tell us your biggest success in architecture?
Okay.
field?
My life, the journey that I've gone through was certainly colorful. Back in 1989, when I first started acting and started enrolling into ITM Manjung, I did dramas and did a lot of dramas and movies, and at the same time I had a hard time passing my grades in ITM Shalam. So I would say in terms of acting, my biggest success is being famous. Out of all the efforts that have been put in, I think the biggest success for myself, I wouldn't say that the Abang film, Abang 92 or the film, but being famous, well known throughout the whole Malaysia, I think that is my biggest success. As an actor or as an architect, not so much, because I've done a couple of prominent projects in Malaysia, like Studio KRU and all. But then the success in architecture, again, I'm still working towards it. But then as a young architect, I'm not that young yet. When it comes to age, it's just that in this field I'm very young. I'm quite proud that as an actor, I got the opportunity given by the government to design a film studio, a soundstage studio in Cyberjaya that was for KRU Studios.
Encik Azhar, as we know, Mr. Azhar very busy person, caliber person, responsible person, and maybe funny. So, how do you describe yourself in one word? Just only one word.
Energetic.
Energetic.
I have ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. I can't sit still. I move around a lot. I have lots of energy. I sleep less at night. I eat a lot. And funny, I try to be funny all the time. Not all the time lah, but I would consider myself as the positive vibe. Wherever I go, I like to preach positivity, and I would like to encourage people. As a celebrity, I do take parts in CSR program, like being a guest speaker for MARA, SME, whereby I give motivational talk and career talk to staff in different offices, like mostly like government lah or government agencies. I give motivational talk, personality, how to improve your personality. So I think the experience that I gained in both fields to help me to share my previous experience that I've gone through with my listeners. So basically, I always tell people that just treat me like your brother who've been inside this one big jungle. You don't have to go inside the jungle because there's snake. It's quite dangerous inside the jungle. But treat me as if your brother or your friend who've been inside the jungle and come out and share with you what's inside there. In order for you not to be killed, not to get injured, I want you to have a safe journey when you pass this jungle. So the jungle could be, if you are working just as a club, how can you progress in life? If you're as just an architect, how can you progress in life? As a motivator and speaker, it's easier said than done. And people said like, you yourself, why? Some people yang ada buat program cepat kaya, you know, you can make money. But then again, that person itself is just driving Proton. How can you're talking about, oh, you sign up for this program, and probably I'm like that. Yeah, you know, I preach and promote. It's easier said than done. In order for us to change our life. Kalau kata you ni jenis yang passive, not motivated, working. So, but then again, some people they are happy with my V original, but some people like their my V with the spot rims, stickers and all. There are people who want more in life. I want more in life. But then again, rezeki, jodoh, ke, itu semua datang daripada Tuhan. Kadang-kadang dah berusaha, when you put so much effort, still if you, Allah tak bagi kat you, you know, maybe I will die trying. You know, for me, success is owning a Ferrari and Lamborghini, not buying them. But then those are the last thing that you buy after you have a house, you settle with almost everything. Semua, you have that extra money to buy Ferrari and Lamborghini. To me, that is my goal. I want to arrive at that position one day.
Mr. Azhar was an actor. So how did you end up in your current role as an architect?
Like I mentioned earlier, I started both at the same time back in 1989. And during SPM, I wasn't sure what I'm going to be. I don't know what I'm going to be. But ever since small, I'm sort of like an inventor. I like to invent toys. I like to invent a lot of things. I come from not to say poor, but a struggling family. So my toys, basically I built my own toys from wood, bamboo, and I spend a lot of time dekat tempat pembuangan sampah. That's where I collect all these parts from radio, fans, whatsoever. I like to collect all these electrical punya components, and I built my own toy, like a remote control car, whatsoever lah. So I wanted to become an inventor, tapi tak jadi. So after SPM, I did apply to various universities, but I didn't get through. So finally, I was going through ITM punya booklet, whereby they have a list of courses. So I picked the hardest one, architecture. I always I'm exposed to limelight ataupun popularity ever since I was small, ever since a baby. I don't know why, you ask God. So even though when I in primary school, I dah ada macam that aura whereby people ask for your autograph, want you to become adik angkat. So I was famous back then. So bila I jump into this limelight, I tak ada culture shock. I didn't receive any culture shock because I'm used to fame during school days. And then bila I dah masuk ITM pun, I dah dah start berlakon. So I tak kena culture shock lah, whereby orang like I just like biasa je. So to me, both is important to me. Acting, somebody discovered me and offered me a role. It was so easy. I got to become to be the lead actor in one drama, and then I did one advertisement, secret advertisement. Those are the earlier stage of my life, whereby things happen just like that, senang. Architecture pun bila once I entered, only then I realised yang I'm okay with architecture. This is what I want to do in life. You know, I've been struggling, masa form 5, science student, struggling with my education and all. I was from science school, it's a boarding school, but then again, maybe I wasn't being born with this smart straight A, I was busy with sports and all. Being a popular student, but then again, of course lah, the pressure lah, everybody expect you to get straight A's, but when you didn't, that's why probably I end up in ITM. So bila kat ITM tu, first few projects yang lecturer bagi, my name was on the first. So I scored all the highest mark for the first 4 project. Then I realised that architecture is actually is the thing for me. I didn't know until I did it, and then like, aku main-main macam ni, I don't like really put so much effort in it, and still I get to be the first in the class. So and my way of thinking towards designing things is different from everybody else. Maybe because of my exposure with my friends and all. So when other students design bus stop, they use normal roof like a traditional house. But mine, I designed it with high-tech steels and all, because the way I see things is different. I always want to be different from everybody else. And just being famous but not being smart is not good enough, right?
Yes.
So my mom passed away when I was studying form 1. My dad, later on too, I stayed with my dad je. So who encouraged me was self-motivation, because I sendiri I want more in life. I memang nak more in life. You don't have to ask me to study. I will study and I work hard. I failed 4 times, 4 semesters during my architecture studies in ITM Shah Alam. They kind called me and asked me to quit. But then again, I told him I do not want to say, I used to study in ITM Shah Alam, but I don't want to use the word but. So finally they gave me a chance. The 5th semester tu I masuk, I lepas semua. Alhamdulillah, I got diploma from ITM Shah Alam, or else still I spend my time there. So maruah is very important to me. I like people to look highly upon me, but then again, I must have substance. First academic. Now, what other substance do I have? Can I design? Yes, I can design. Can you motivate people? Alhamdulillah, with my past experience and knowledge, I could share with you, to guide you in whatever that you do in life.
Okay, for the next question, we were aware that you were involved in architectural project outside the country.
Yeah.
So, can you share with us your experience that you gained from those projects?
UK, when I mentioned that I failed 4 semesters dekat ITM Shah Alam, life changed. Masa ITM, there was 2 parts. One was in Manjung for a year, and then the rest of the years was in ITM Shah Alam. When I was in Manjung, I was the best student. All the lecturer loves me. They never met anybody like me before, so like I was so happy. So before I left for Shah Alam, the lecturer said to me, Azhar, be careful. Shah Alam, dia punya temptation and dugaan is very big and is very strong. Oh, don't worry. It only took me a week to destroy myself. Bila I pindah ke KL, ITM Shah Alam, The first week I was okay. The second week I start disappearing from class. Start clubbing, start disco, start pelakon, start living a KL life. Fail. Lecturer semua tak suka. Lecturer benci, dia tak pandang lagi dah. Used to be a pet student, murid contoh. Now they got so upset with me. So I lost my credibility. Among lecturer dah hilang, among friends dah hilang. You have to remember, these are the people who works in this firm right now. Everybody, all the firms in Malaysia. Can you imagine I nak minta kerja nanti? Janganlah bro, masa study dulu. The case during my student punya case ni, history ni, will destroy my future. So after I fail, after I pass ITM, I got married, I cuci tangan, I went to UK. When I went to UK, all the Malays will go to this university called Oxford Brookes in London. Okay, everybody, ITM student will go there because that is kampung Melayu dia. So my wife said to me, if you want to change, you cannot go there. You gotta go to the hardest place, then you learn. So hardest place mean there's no Malay, you survive the hardest school. So apply, dapat masuk Newcastle upon time. The hardest school, no Malays. So I gotta learn how to present. I gotta learn how to work things out. And at that time, I could feel on my shoulder Marwah Melayu, not Marwah Azhar Sulaiman. Marwah Melayu, oh the Malaysian student. Because they refer I as the Malaysian student. Kalau I buat buruk, the Malaysian students is lousy. Oh, useless those Malaysian. Dia guna perkataan Malaysia, dia tak guna nama Azhar. Jadi bila dia begitu, tanggungjawab jadi berat. Study, okay, clear, lepas habis belajar, clear, masuk advanced degree 2 years, clear, lepas habis lah, once I've done with my degree and advanced degree, diploma was in ITM, degree was in Newcastle upon time, advanced degree was in Kingston. Habis jadi, my pride is still not being repaired yet, because the tutor and everybody else still thinks Azhar is useless. Alright, useless. So what should I do? I applied to work with this one firm, which is one of the famous firm in the world. That firm, it's difficult to get work there. Thank God Petronas helped me, because that firm was working on Petronas punya university in Iskandar, UTP. So Petronas sent me to UK. I was under their scholarship and pinjaman. So I applied Mara tak lepas, JPA tak lepas, yang lain semua tak lepas. Only Petronas hantar. I'm the only one yang Petronas hantar. So when I work at that place called Norman Foster, this firm Norman Foster, my reputation changed. Tutor suddenly, oh Azhar is back, Azhar is back, Azhar is back. So whenever I came back for holiday, I'll go to ITM insyaAllah. Saja nak test market, do I have team change or not? So suspend lah. Pergi je sampai je ITM insyaAllah. Azhar, wow, we heard you work here. Suddenly change, perception change. Alhamdulillah, okay, change. Kalau tidak, susah sebab orang akan cakap cerita lama. Betul tak? So same goes with you guys. If you've done something bad in the past, it's not too late to fix it by overcoming that bad story with a recent success, current success. It will sort of like tone down all the bad things that you've done during your study days. So at this age, Alhamdulillah, I managed to get work here. Normally people at my age tak kerja masuk office. Dia at my age berhenti makan gaji and start doing on their own. I done a lot of things on my own, and I had enough of it. Now I nak makan gaji at the age of is 40 plus. So reputation tu was tarnished, but then I took steps to fix things and to rectify balik semua all the mistakes that I've done. by doing something which is that could enhance people punya confidence back in me.
Okay, Mr. Azhar, what challenges do you see impacting your career?
There's a lot of challenges. As an architect, as an actor, or as anybody else, learning is not something which is there's a limit to it. I'm still learning, still understanding a lot of things. To me, challenges there are a lot of challenges, but then again we have to face them one step at a time, and you learn something one step at a time as well.
Okay, for the next question, based on your story, you just taught us just now. You had your worst time before, so how do you push yourself through it?
It was more about pride. When first of all, can you imagine you fail and you have to join the junior class next year? You had to do that 4 times. Mana maruah you for you are the famous actor and you fail. The whole ITM knew that you failed, and then you got to meet your junior. You fail again, meet another junior. You fail again, meet another junior. Do you think you could face that or not? Do you think you could face that or not? It was very difficult for me. It was very difficult. Tetapi I braved myself because I do not want to say but. I did it. I finished my studies in ITM just because I don't want to say but. If I say but, if I had to use but, then game over. What's the point? I'm very proud of myself. I look after my nama baik, so I tak nak things yang can tarnish my reputation. So I work hard in order to build that reputation, because reputation will arrive before. Sometimes your reputation will arrive before you actually arrive at the meeting. Just say that you guys have a meeting with me. If I have a bad reputation, my bad reputation will arrive first at the meeting before I arrive at the door. Kan? Aku dengar dia ni macam ni lah, dia ni macam ni. People are bitching about you before you sampai. But if you're good, wow, gonna meet him. There's so much positive things that you want to get from this guy, or you want to know, you want to take picture. Positive vibe. So on 18, I'll be giving talks to Pelaburan Hartanah Berhad, to all the executive. Achieve that boom personalities. I'm going to teach them how to have a great personality, so that sometimes when you're not so good in work, but you have personality which is shine and flawless, people tend to like you. They prefer to be with you, work with you, rather than having a person who is super smart but they cannot work as a team. Okay? When you work in office, you have to have that good relationship, being a good team player, not a solo singer or solo artist. That's my imam. That's my imam. It's okay, dia ambil, okay, pergi dulu. Selalu semayang jemaah kan, kat belakang. So how I overcome? So by not giving up, by finishing and completing whatever which is due, especially when it comes to studies lah. Big failure in my studies. I managed to overcome that by passing all the failed paper, and then went to UK, went to the hardest university and reputable university, so that I don't be I'm not going to be labelled as easy way out. Just go to Oxford Brookes, whereby all the there's Oxford Brookes, and Oxford Brookes is a college turns university. Technical, it was a college before. It was like ITM. It was not. It was an institute. So Newcastle upon Tyne is a university like UM. It's been like that. So the prestige is different. But then passing pun difficult lah. Syllabus is harder. But then again, my wife said they gotta go through this, or else, everybody take the easy way out. You gotta take the hardest one, because you gotta repair back your damaged reputation.
for the next question, what was the hardest decision you ever had to make it in your career?
The hardest would be, I've gone through a lot of bad experience in my life, but then I try not to remember them so much. There's a quite balance between joy and sadness between the two. Because I wouldn't say leaving acting, because my dad told me from the beginning, you wanna act, you can act, but remember they just gonna use you for a while, but once they had enough of you, they will chuck you away just like that. What are you gonna do? So I was like, kena study. So he said, study, habiskan belajar. After that, you wanna die or whatever you wanna do, go ahead. But it's my responsibility to advise you to finish your study. Once you're done, it's up to you whatever you want to do. Same advice that I give to my kids, 3 kids. So apa tadi? The hardest decision. I can't think of any lah, because I think all the decision made was based on the time frame and the situation at that time. Moving forward, if I did not. People said, leave while you stay at the top. Why leave, Azhar? Just leave. So I announced back in 1984 that I'm going to quit acting. I'm going to leave the acting scene. I'm going to get married and further my studies overseas. But then again, still acting lah, buat sikit. I didn't totally forgot about it. So I didn't. Probably, if ada pun, I couldn't remember. That's something which is very bitter for me. A situation which is very bitter that I could remember. I don't think so. Leaving acting wasn't that difficult. Getting married wasn't that difficult. Actually was. Because that time, one advice came to me was like, every day you don't have to report to anybody. But now you have to report to somebody. Alamak. Kena report lah kan, kena report. I didn't thought about that. Yang once you got married, you kena report lah. Apa tak balik lagi kan? Yeah. You have to report every day. Alamak. So, okay, next.
You're motivated to be who you are today.
Self-motivation. I want more in life. Like I said just now, there are people who just want to buy my V, tak ada modification. Dia punya life dia very simple. I need a car to go to work, balik kampung, and then nice, modify ni semua aku tak minat lah, aku standardnya man lah. Tapi people yang modify kereta, they want to be seen. They like people look at them. People who use standard stuff, dia tak peduli pasal how people perceive them. People who start modifying their cars, if you pakai biasalah, tapi bila you pakai tudung lain sikit, because you like people to look at, you like that attention, you like to be looked at. You tak suka jadi orang biasa. Okay. Ada people yang itulah, dia bergaya lebih sikit, sebab dia want more in life. They like to be perceived like that. Ada style, kaya sikit, ada apa standard, ada bosan. Standard is bosan. Standard is just like boring. Boring. But then again, this is life. There's no rules saying that it should be like this, like that. Some people are very happy dengan rumah PPRT, anak 2, kereta Myvi. Dia happy bro, dia happy. Kau cakap, tapi TV kau tak ni. They don't care. TV dia macam tu, they don't care. Dia pakai phone lama, they don't care. Baju dia tak ada, they happy. Dia makan sedap, dia makan ni. So, di mana kita nak nilai happiness seseorang tu? You cannot nilai. Happiness tu comes in many form. But then again, as a celebrity, as a person yang prominent macam I, for sure, I want more in life. You have to struggle because I'm in the game. Kan? Takkan I nak satisfy dengan gaji 3,000, I nak gaji I lebih lagi. So jadi nak gaji lebih lagi, mesti ada faktor yang menyebabkan you boleh dapat gaji lebih. Academic, experience in life.
Last not least, what is your next step or plans in the future?
Okay. At this age, I joined this office. I'm not doing architecture anymore. Even though I'm in architect firm, I'm in charge of the public relation and media and staff welfare executive. Whereby office ni is Bumi Putra. They have lots of prominent project. The director is very good in terms of its design and wisdoms and all. So when I joined this firm, my task is to make my director famous and this firm famous nationwide. So I have to get them published in newspaper, write about the projects that they have done, and then get some of their projects appear in a magazine, architectural magazines and all. So those are my responsibility to make this famous, this firm famous, and to look after all the 150 staff, because I give talk to other firms, teaching them how to have staff yang positive, efficient, happy coming to work. Now my boss ni kata, okay, since you talk a lot, why don't you come here and look after my staff? So that's what I've been doing. There are 3 levels that I have to visit all the levels every day, saying good morning and ask people they have problems and make sure everybody comes to work happy. Okay, everybody, it's difficult for us to avoid problems. Problems will come, some everyday problems juga, especially the one married. Dia tak kahwin lagi kan. So siapa yang dah kahwin, dia dah ada problem, macam-macam problem. So sometimes it influence the way you carry yourself in your office, muka masam, muka ni. So dalam office, kita tak peduli apa yang berlaku di luar office tu. When you come in, you have to come in. Hi, morning guys. Tadi baru lepas klien maki anak ke whatsoever. Tapi hey, morning guys. Alright, okay, what's on today? Alright. Tapi kalau lah you biarkan emotion daripada rumah tu mengganggu. Morning guys, okay, what do we have today? The mind is clouded.
Yeah.
When you clouded, a lot of things that sometimes what you say, decision, they will have an impact. So it's important to come to work with a good spirit and positive mind rather than being datang stress, clouded, jam and all semua. So dia akan mengganggu performance you dekat tempat kerja. So kerja I to make sure everybody happy, famous is like well known satu Malaysia. Whenever they have meetings with the government or agencies, kalau meeting dengan Melayu saja, I'll have to go. So dia nak bagi dia orang terperanjat. Azhar Sulaiman. Bukan itu Azhar Sulaiman ke? So it's so far that kind of trick works. It makes the situation relax. It's not a guarantee that we will get the job when we present, but then again, it certainly set the tone of that meeting session tu lively. Ambil gambar tu, okay, kita silakan RSP untuk buat bentangan. Cik Azhar nak yang bentangan? Oh tidak, bos saya. Okay, cakap dalam joke semua. So the situation jadi less tense and more not fun lah, more relaxed rather than stress.
Stress free.
Yeah, stress free. So kalau lah dia datang without me, so everybody like, okay, seterusnya kita minta RSP untuk buat bentangan.
Serius.
Okay, seterusnya kita nak minta RSP pula. So dia dah jadi memang jadi psychologically it will impact. And then this is our logo, okay? When they work here, they don't feel RSP ni macam satu company yang kalau you staff Petronas, you mesti bangga pakai t-shirt Petronas turun lunch kat bawah because you want people to know that you work with. Betul? Dekat sini awalnya was not like that. Tapi sejak I kerja sini, I turun food court, I pakai ni semua, So when my staff turun bawah pakai tu, you bukan kerja satu office ni Azhar Sulaiman ke? Tiba-tiba peniaga dah bercakap dengan dia orang, orang sekeliling dah cakap dia orang, you bukan satu office ni Azhar Sulaiman ke? Mana Azhar Sulaiman, tak nampak hari ni? Oh, dia dekat atas. So tiba-tiba staff semua jadi famous. Memang peniaga-peniaga kat bawah disebabkan saya ni tadi. Lepas tu dengan orang lain, bila duduk makan kat food court, you akan duduk dengan orang lain kan? Oh, ada space sama dengan Azhar Sulaiman je. Dah. So staff semua pakai lah. Sebab dia rasa macam Petronas tu dah. So bila kata apa impact saya bawa ke office ni, itulah dia yang saya buat. Saya make sure warga dia happy datang kerja, warga dia keluar, so orang keliling semua tahu yang dia part of this big company RSP, and Azhar pun duit tu dia limpahan mileage tu dia akan dapat secara tak langsung. Sebab sekarang adalah zaman digital, zaman multimedia, whereby perception is very important. If you show a bad perception, then there goes. When I teach people, I tak teach acting, teach how to cry, to do stuff, but I teach personality. Because at the end of the day, good personality will take you further in life. Despite you ada kekurangan dalam academic or things that you do, you tak bagus sangat, tapi good personality, so many people will help you. Okay.
Okay, that's it for our interview today. Thank you for your time and wise words. We pray for your success and more blessings in the future.
Syukur, Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much. I hope what I have shared today with all you guys will sort of like give you guys some idea and motivate you guys to be successful in life. And things are very difficult these days. Competition is very stiff. I always say the competition is like almost like F1, because if everybody possess a degree, who's going to work on the lower ranking? If you were to have all degree, still you have to compete with people who has degree, but then the X factor to will come in your curriculum, your personality, how you carry yourself. Every year we have about 40 to 50 students unemployed, degree students. Some people say that they are they are very choosy when it comes to work. To me, what happened is the situation is oversupply. I think we have too many institutions, but we don't have job placement. We don't have sufficient work to offer to all these fresh graduates. I wouldn't say fresh graduates are choosy when it comes to work. I think they deserve institution, but we don't have job placement. We don't have sufficient work to offer to all these fresh graduates. I wouldn't say fresh graduates are choosy when it comes to work. I think they deserve